A 45-year-old former occupant of a Sydney boarding house has faced court charged with murder after a blaze at the property that killed 3 people. The fire was so fierce, detectives and structural engineers are still working to recover bodies inside. Richard Hodderan is a former tenant of this inner west Sydney boarding house. It's alleged he lit the fire that became a fatal inferno. 8 residents escaped, including a man in his 80s who suffered a heart attack after jumping from a window. Concerned locals say they still have friends unaccounted for.
Shaken up, especially not knowing how some of them are. So yeah, just a little bit worried about how some of them are, not knowing where they are.
We're confirming 3 deceased at the moment. We don't know whether there's more.
Mr Hodderan presented himself to the Surrey Hills Police Station where he was later charged.
With 3 counts of murder and destroying the house by fire.
Detectives will allege he used an accelerant to start the fire. His motive is not known. Mr Hodderan's case has been briefly mentioned in court. He did not apply for bail and will return to court in May.
Obviously doing very tough. He's been charged with very serious matters and we'll have to see what comes of the evidence.
Police have praised the community for providing accommodation, food and other support to the survivors.
We all understand boarding houses are there for a specific reason. They're to help people who are down on their luck or down on their economies. It really does hit the core of some of our less privileged people in society.
This was a place that people live. This was their home. There's often a sense of community too in boarding houses, even though they can be very tough environments.
Local leaders, including the Inner West Mayor, are calling for renewed efforts to improve safety and living conditions in boarding houses. As the flood cleanup continues, the cost of the disaster is mounting. Unions are calling for JobKeeper to be reinstated as businesses are forced to consider laying off staff. This as another emergency unfolded in New South Wales's far west.